I am the NBA Roto Man, and welcome to the weekend edition of Buy or Sell. And on the phone is Pryceless from OutsideTheNBA.com. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Roto Man. What's up with you?
Well, I got to tell you, I love your site, and one thing about the site that I've noticed, or two things, is one, it does not sleep, and it is heavy on the multimedia.
I really don't sleep. I had 2 hours the night before and 6 hours tonight. So, Fresh Prince keeps me up. It's on till 5 in the morning, so.
All right, well, let's go through the five. Let's start in New Jersey and Marcus Williams. Do you buy him even with Devin Harris there?
I would buy him. Obviously most of these leagues we're looking towards playoffs now, in a lot of leagues, depending on, on your setup and stuff. But we're in that final stretch. I would buy him to stash him, But if he's available, you got to like his numbers. Even over the past 2 weeks, I believe he's getting about like 13, 6, and 4. Devin Harris is going to score more, a little bit less assists, but Marcus Williams is still hitting a lot of threes, and he's definitely probably the best option at point guard maybe that is available. So
we'll take that as a buy for Marcus, and then we'll move up the coast to Boston, and we talk about Sam Cassell. Could he actually get some decent playing time?
We know he has the potential. I think every time Cassell goes to a team for the first time, for that first year, he puts up phenomenal numbers. He did it in Minnesota. He did it in L.A. I'm going to buy. I'm going to hold on to Cassell, but I'm going to say probably the last 3 weeks is when Cassell's really going to kick it into gear. But Rondo's played well too. He's fighting for a job. But I would give Cassell a buy if you're looking for some points, looking for some assists. I would definitely give Cassell a look.
Awesome. The guy played 42 minutes last night and 9 minutes the night before. Let's go out to Sacramento and ask, with the wild differences in playing time, can you rely on Francisco Garcia?
I got to sell. Artest is probably going to be back the next game, I'm assuming, judging from what I've heard. If Artest goes down, or if Kevin Martin goes down, then you got to buy. But at this point, you got to sell. Don't bank your team on them. Don't give up another spot when there's probably some other options that are better out there.
Hottest team in the league. They've won 17 in a row, and no doubt they've remained a force even without Yao. But do you have to be absolutely desperate to pick up Chuck Hayes?
You have to be desperate, because right now, like you've been saying, it's about the man, hot Carl Landry. It really is. He's come out of nowhere and is putting up solid numbers. And on top of that, if Mutombo's available, I'd take Mutombo over Hayes, because you're going to get blocks with Mutombo as well. Hayes isn't there. Sell him. Don't worry about that. If you can get Carl Landry still, pick him up.
Get hot Carl.
Definitely.
Hey, yeah, the guy is getting minutes, but that might be just about it. He puts up some points. What do you think of Philadelphia's Willie Green?
He's a scorer. If you need someone that can score, get him. If you need someone that's going to up your field goal percentage, get him. If you want a guy who's going to get you assists, rebounds, or some of the other things, I wouldn't really take a look at him. Trend has it over the past, I think, 2 seasons, Willie Green always has a really good last month and a half or so of the season. But once again, if you're not hurting for points, I wouldn't worry about Willie Green.
All right. Why don't you give me a couple guys underneath the radar that you like?
I'm liking Matt Carroll right now. I don't really know when Gerald Wallace is coming back, but even so, they're playing Carroll at the shooting guard right now, and it doesn't look like Boykins is going to be breaking into the rotation anytime soon. Carroll's getting steals. He obviously can shoot it and get the three. He's getting rebounds. He had 11 rebounds the last game, and he's averaging about 15 points over the past, week or so. So I like Matt Carroll a lot. Another guy that I really like, and by now he's been picked up probably in every league, but I got him just a couple weeks ago, is Al Thornton. He's picking up everybody's slack. Doesn't look like Brand's going to be coming back probably. And Tim Thomas is out. I don't know why Tim Thomas still starts over this guy. It's ridiculous. Al Thornton is an absolute stud. He's the LaMarcus Aldridge of this year, coming in late in the year and just putting up huge numbers to close out the fantasy season. The last guy I like, and this is definitely a sleeper, is Amir Johnson of the Detroit Pistons. If the Detroit Pistons start to in that last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, look at him, because if they're going to start, playing these guys even more, and if they're going to start resting the starters, that's the guy, because this guy can put up 18, 10, and 6 blocks on any given night. He was doing it last year in the last 2 games of the season, and now he's broken in the rotation. So keep an eye on Amir Johnson in those last 3 weeks, especially if you want blocks and rebounds. He is a guy to keep an eye on.
How about this? It's a new feature on the show. We call it Idiot of the Week. Do you have one?
every week it's Stephon Marbury. There's no doubt about it. But if I had to go with someone, I think you got to go with Tyrus Thomas. I don't know. The franchise has been dismantled in Chicago. They're a complete wreck. I mean, yeah, they got young guys, and they're young again, but, didn't you learn from Joakim Noah acting like a complete moron earlier this year? You're in your second year in the league. Shut up, go out there, play the game, put up some fantasy numbers, and maybe help your team win a game. But, of course, you can always give that award to Stephon Marbury or Isaiah Thomas at any moment.
That's right. All right, dude, thanks for being on the show. Your site is great. It's called Outside the NBA. Pryceless, we want you to come on again soon.
Most definitely. Give me a call anytime. I'll talk to you later.
And that wraps up another edition of Buy or Sell on NBARoto.com. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Early morning, the sun comes out. There's no more shade.